Hello, everybody. Welcome to my lair. And so happy you have joined me today. And I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. There will be no readings, but we're going to do something fun. So I will let everybody know what that is in just a minute. And first, I want to say hello to some people. And first in was Brian, and Brian actually is the reason I did this VR, which I'll go into what a VR is, and for everybody who doesn't understand that. But that's what we're doing today. So he was here earlier, and he's going to stop back in if he gets back from dinner quick enough. So he is the one that I did the VR from. And then we have Jackie. Hi, Jackie. And Miss Nancy. Hi, sweet Nancy. And we have Linda. Hey, Linda. Scorpio Mama is here. And we have Miss Moonlight. Hello, Miss Moonlight. And still scrolling to Kristen. Kristen, I saw you did a video yesterday for your culling. I need to watch that. And I don't know if you did a VR or not as well, and which one you were going to do. But yeah. Lisa is here. Hey, Lisa. And still scrolling. I thought I saw. I did see Morella. Hey, Morella. And still scrolling. Courtney's here, but she's running on a treadmill. That's all right. Glad you're here, Courtney. And it's still scrolling. Oh, there's Ramon. Hey, Ramon. Welcome. Good to see you. And Garnet. Hi, Garnet. Welcome. A witch named Willow. Hey, Hope. Hope is here. And still scrolling. There is Thomas from Terror Your Way. Hello, Thomas. And still scrolling. Natalie is here. Hey, Natalie. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday and into their weekend, or just a nice part of their weekend. We won't say ending yet, so we're still on the weekend for sure. Jessica Lynn, hello. Welcome. All right, so let's explain what's going on here. A VR is just a video response. So it is when someone creates a video and they put in something like 10 decks that I cannot live without. This is just an example. And the hashtag is 10 decks only. Okay. Then people who watch that are invited to make a response to it and do what their favorite 10 decks are, or whatever it is. And so that's what a VR is that's a video response. And then they put it up, and then others, will find it, and a lot of times it goes viral because so many people are doing it if it ends up good. And Brian actually made this one, and I think it just came out yesterday. So we're one of the first people to try it. And what I thought I'd do is Deanne at Blue Crescent Tarot, she does where you can do a VR with her live and do it interactively. So I thought that would be fun. I'll do it first and tell you what mine is, and then we'll go from there. We're doing the who, what, when, where, and why of the tarot. So it's going to be fun. I've got a couple decks, and I can't wait to hear your answers as well. And so, yeah, that's basically what it is. Hello, Sonia Pinola. And JR is here. Okay, thank you, Marilla. I hope that makes it a little bit clearer there. Okay, I don't think I missed anybody. If I do, I apologize. So my assistant is asleep back here. So there's only so much I can do. And the other one's asleep up here. All right. So we can just jump right into it. The first question is who? And this is all about the tarot. So just the 5 W's of the tarot is what this is. The first one is who. And if you go down in the description box, you can also see what it is there as well. Hey, Joyful Journey. Welcome. All right. So the first one is who, and it can be any of these things. And I took this straight from Brian. So he's allowed a lot of wiggle room in here. So who can be who first turned you on to tarot? Who's your favorite tarot author? Who's your favorite deck creator? Or who's your favorite tarot character? So it doesn't have to be just one, or it doesn't have to be all of those. It can be just one. That's what I'm trying to say. So scrolling a little bit. I haven't done one of these in a long time, so I appreciate you guys bearing with me. So for my who, hey, Karen Doyle. And for my who, and Cat Mama, they're rolling in. What I did is my favorite deck creator, because that's what really turned me on to tarot. And who turned me on to tarot? I received I bought my own first deck. I bought my own first lots of decks. And the first one I bought was the Wild Unknown. And Hope, who is in the chat, a witch named Willow, was helping me with that. And she got me to get the Wild Unknown. I did not resonate with it at all. But I knew that I liked the format, of the tarot from that tarot deck. So I immediately went onto Amazon and I looked for another deck that, that I could relate to. And what I found was the Gilded Royale by Ciro Marchetti. And he has all kinds of decks out, guys. So if you don't have any of his decks, I highly, highly recommend that you get one. This is just one of many that he has out. Okay, and this is the Gilded Royale. It's the second deck that I had. And it is just absolutely stunning. The visuals on it are just out of this world. And Ciro Marchetti is definitely my favorite artist of all time on the tarot. So let's see if I can get these up a little bit closer. I'm going to show you just a few of these. He just goes to such beautiful lengths to show the beauty in the tarot and really to bring it out. You can see how much detail goes into the pips as well. Did I say hi to Sonia and Annie? I think I did. Going back and forth here with the chat. The Emperor. Got the Fool. So, and a lot of his decks, they're a lot like this one, but he has different interpretations of all the cards, of course. So, yeah, just beautiful, stunning cards. And I fell in love with the tarot. And I learned the tarot from this deck, is where I learned tarot. So that is definitely what turned me on to the tarot. So just show you a few more. Got the Flamboyant Page, which I love. And that's just a few more. All right, I don't want to do a walkthrough, but I see such pretty ones, and I want to show all of them. But that's just an example of some of the artwork that you'll get with him. And that again is Ciro Marchetti. All right, so that is who first turned me on to tarot. Now I want you guys in the chat to tell me who first turned you on to tarot. It could be your favorite author. It can be your favorite deck creator. It can be your favorite tarot character. Who turned you on to tarot the first time? So put that in the chat for me, and I'd love to see what your answers are. The Emperor kind of looks like Jean-Luc Picard. He does. I never thought of that before, Linda. And you're right. Linda says number one was hot. Kristen Louise says Kellyanne Maddox is the first to really flip my switch for tarot. And she's a content creator, right, Kristen? I believe that's right. I think she has her own channel, maybe. Nancy says a friend gifted me my first deck, the albino weight. Yes. Your psychiatrist when you were 17, he was Jungian. That's awesome. Wade and Smith from Miss Moonlight. And Morella's got the Light Seers that was gifted by Miss Moonlight, which is a terrific deck to have. I think if you're just learning, it's like such a good deck. And there's another VR that I want to do that's got like the top tarot books. And I think the guidebook for the Light Seers Morella is one of the best tarot books that you can have. It's so well put together. It gives you, I've studied all through mine and highlighted and all kinds of stuff. It's a really good one. Let's see, typing on my phone. My friend got me into spirituality and I quickly found tarot. Right. Awesome. Jackie says my daughter was into tarot and I eventually got the bug from seeing the different decks. I was gifted the CS Tarot by Conrad Stein, my first love. Conrad Stein. I've never heard of that one. You got some explaining to do, Jackie. I don't know who Conrad Stein is. Oh, that's who it's by. Okay. Also, Kellyanne must be a deck creator. So I've heard the name a lot, or a content creator. I've heard the name a lot. So yes, she is a professional reader, has a YouTube channel, and is a witch. That's awesome. Awesome. All right. So let's see. I'm not trying to miss anybody here. Sonia says my guy who passed had some cards when I was 17. I was so drawn to them. That's awesome. It's awesome, Sonia. Sorry for your loss there, but that is really cool. Not sure what it was that made me buy my first tarot deck. Just always been intrigued by it, says Annie. Right. Karen says not sure. I guess YouTube lives get me super interested. That's cool. And you love Oracle cards as well. Miss Moonlight says, I think the Centennial Tarot really piqued my interest. All right. And Jackie got a plastic version a year later. After the Gypsy Witch fortune-telling cards at age 12, says Lisa, I went to Barnes & Nobles and bought the Aquarian deck. That's really cool. May try the Light Seers. It's a really, really great deck for first-timers and to learn. Definitely. All right, so let's move on to the second one, and that is what. So there can be a couple of whats that you can use. What do you most love about tarot? what's your currently most used deck, what's your favorite tarot tool or technique. So it can be anything that starts with what that has to do with tarot. Okay, so what is next? And I decided what is my favorite deck and most used deck probably as well. And probably a lot of you know what's coming up. You probably know exactly what this is going to be. It's the Black Light. I love this deck so much. It has so much color and just beautiful, beautiful pictures throughout. The Tarot Collectibles do a great job at redrawing and coloring in these. And of course, the fact that it shines in the black light is incredible too. So, give you an idea here. Look how the colors just pop, and it does even more so with the black light. Emperor. I'm going to show a few of these. This was also one of my first tarot decks. It is by far my favorite, and I still use it often. And it doesn't have to be what is your favorite deck. It can be what is your most used deck or what is your most recently bought deck. It can be anything like that. Look at that. This, love the genie for the 9 of cups. Show a couple more here. Gotta love this Hangman. Just dynamite. Just a full card. And I'll leave it at that. But these, the Tarot Collectibles are the name of the people who created these. And they have so many other decks that are out. Beautiful decks. You've probably seen them on my channel. If you've been on my channel often, then you have seen them. But yeah, probably most people have seen them already. So let's back up and see what everybody is saying here. What I most enjoy, says Hope, about tarot is being able to help others. A lot of people come to me for advice through tarot. Yep. And I'm going to get to that in one of my why in just a minute. Let's see. I don't have a big favorite deck, but currently my favorite is Triomphe de la Luna Illustrated Pips Paradoxal Rose Edition. I have the one that came out, the blue, that does not have the illustrated pips. They're just regular pips, but it comes with the monster pack. And that kind of makes up, I think, for the lack of imagery in the pips. But I'd love to see the I think I have seen the illustrated pips as well. That's really pretty to have them in rows. That's neat. And chat just jumped, so give me a minute here. Let me cough for a second. Didn't want to cough all over you. All right. And Nancy says, currently my favorite deck is the Tarot of the Abyss, which I have as well, by Anna Torian. The guidebook is so interesting as she describes how she got into tarot. That's awesome. Yeah, I have that one. I haven't read the book very well in that one. I might have to do that, Nancy. See how much we learn from each other when you're doing stuff like this? That's really cool. You can learn decks that you might want to check out, or something that how somebody else got into learning. I love using the learning tarot cards and oracle and tarot cards. Yeah, says Natalie. Sonia says, now after all these years of not having anything to do with tarot, life got busy, won a couple of decks, and Miss Moonlight and Rossi, oh, that's sweet, gifted me a deck. So 4 now, interested in getting back into it. That's awesome, Sonia. My most recently bought deck I haven't received yet, the Noisy Museum. I've never heard of that, Kristen. You come up with all these tarot decks that I've never heard of, you and Miss Moonlight. And so Linda said I only have 2 decks. My favorite is the one I just got, the Mystical Moments, which I love as well. It's probably in my top 5, definitely in my top 10. I love the art. I love everything about it. We have become good friends. Yeah. Jackie's favorite current is the Dreamy Moons Tarot, which I love as well. Miss Moonlight says I rotate 3, Darkness of Light, Haunted House, and Tarot Volatile. Annie says Cosmic Tarot is one of my favorites, and also Oak, Ash, and Thorn. I've heard a lot of people love that Oak, Ash, and Thorn. I've never been drawn to it, but I'm not as earthy as I am more colors, as you can see by my decks, the bright colors and things like that. So, but I know a lot of people who like the Oak, Ash, and Thorn. And I have the Cosmic Tarot too, and I like that one. Okay. Learning Tarot cards are my main decks. Okay. That's the name of them. Talking to Heaven from Morello. Love the connecting with loved ones. And Annie says, what I love about tarot is that it lets me explore myself and connect with all that is both within and without me. Oh, I love that. Love that. And Linda uses the Learning Tarot cards a lot too. Lisa said it keeps changing. On my wish list is costly. Oak, Ash, and Thorn. The Oracle is Thistletown. Jackie knows it. Okay. Sip, sip, says Jackie. And again, if you're just seeing me for the first time, you know I'm a bachelor, so I just chug because there's nobody else here. So. Very good. All right. Let me see here. I have every edition of Darkness of Light except for the first edition. Oh, wow. Is that a tarot, Miss Moonlight? And, you know, when I talked to Brian, he said that this could be, you know, if you want it to be Oracle, it can be Oracle as well. It just doesn't have to be just tarot. So you can bend the rules a little bit. Make it your own. If you're not into tarot that much and you're into Oracle much more, what is your favorite Oracle deck? Or what is your most used? All right. So the third one we got is when. So when did you first encounter tarot? When did you first start to take tarot seriously? Or when did you have a significant tarot? Let me back up. When did you last have a significant tarot experience? And if you guys want to see these, they're down below in the description. You can look down there. Okay, so this is when. And welcome Lottie B and Karen. Good to see you guys. All right, Karen likes the Angel Messages Oracle. That's awesome. Okay, so when for me that I had a significant tarot experience was in 2021. I was still just learning about tarot, just a baby with tarot. And I was on someone's, this is May 31st, I believe it was. It's on Memorial Day, so I remember the exact date. It was May 31st of 2021, and it was called Tarothon. And what Tarothon is when people, get together in the community, and they haven't done it for a few years, but they get together in the community and they would go one by one for 24 hours having 1 hour shows. And so there was people who just ran that and did their shows, and then there was people in the audience. All the chatters were there. It was right at the height of COVID as well, so it was a great time for people just to have an experience with tarot and see all the different creators that were out there, and even if it's just a content creator, and what they did. So some were readings, some were presentations, but when I saw the second entry, which was, I'm not sure even what time it was, but it was the second one. It was actually Brian Cormack Carr, who was doing a presentation on the tarot, and he told a story of the majors and going through from the fool's journey all the way to the end. And I thought it was just absolutely beautiful. And that was like a significant change for me. And it was also, last but certainly not least, is when I met wonderful people in the tarot community. That's how I met Jackie. That's how I met Kristen. That's how I met Nancy. That's how I met Deanne, and so many more of the loyal friends that I have now in my life. So that was a big time for me. So when is 2021 at Tarothon? Okay, so let's see what you guys have said. What is your win? Let's see. When you channeled my mom through tarot. Oh, that's sweet, Karen. 1969 for Lisa. Wow. Hope says the last big experience I had was a couple of days ago. My daily card was the Tower. Oh gosh. I got a check for my missing tax return in the mail, and now I'm in a class to be a certified spiritual coach. See how the Tower can not necessarily be bad? That's a prime example right there. Prime example. Thank you, Hope. That's awesome. Okay. And no problem, Karen. Glad you're here. Kristen started taking it seriously during the pandemic too. Win for me was in my early 20s. Oh, I didn't know that. I went for my first reading to her home. She was so accurate. I didn't know that, Marilla. That's awesome. Tarot 2 poked me big time. I agree. Scott Tarothon was awesome. All those videos are still available to watch, I believe. Yeah, I think they are too. You have to go to the different creators' websites, though, don't you? Or tarot sites. Okay. Bye, Sonia. Thanks for being here. Annie says I began my practice around 2020, but was always interested and fascinated in learning about it more before. Just did not think it was something I could do. Yeah, that's how I felt for years and years about it too. So definitely. Oh, Hope says I definitely don't fear the Tower. That's awesome. Jackie says my big win would have been a Tarothon 2, went from being subscribed to 2 channels to 24. Yep, and that's in one day. Tarot, let's look at this. Tarot, just tool of 3 confirmations for me to use, right? Gotcha, Karen. And Miss Moonlight says playing cards in the 1990s. Then after my divorce, when cleaning, decluttering, found a few decks, and now I have 100 plus decks. That's awesome. Oh, your intuition and vision. Gotcha, Karen. Were you just playing regular cards in the 90s, this Moonlight, and then you found some tarot decks? Yeah, it was so cool to go to all all the channels, and our Jackie was there welcoming me and everyone else. Yeah, Jackie was the first person that was in the Tarot-thon shows that was just like there for everyone, and I'm like, who is this lady that keeps being so nice to me? And ended up turning out to be my bestie. So after time, so yeah, it was really fun. And well, I'll leave that for later. But I'd like to see Tarot-thon return. So just saying, it was a wonderful experience, and I think those of you who have not experienced it, you would absolutely love it. And we do it on a weekend, where most people are off. Do it on like a Friday to Saturday, so nobody gets like, crazy tired or whatever, and you can sleep through some of the shows if you want. It's not required that you watch all 24, but it's an awesome idea that got passed on, and then it got left for some reason. So yeah, Kristen says, I'd love it if it would return. Yeah, it was special. It was really, really special. All right. Me too, says Nancy. Sounds like fun, says Annie. Yep. Yep. At parties, reading playing cards, Miss Moonlight says. Lottie says, sounds good. All right. Yeah, it did take a lot of work. Yeah, you're right, Kristen. If we were to do it again, you'd have to have people helping you, I think. I don't think I can do it by myself. Even if I had, let's say I didn't even have a job, which I do, I couldn't do it by myself. I'd have to have help, definitely. Tremendous amount of work. Yep. You've got to line up everybody. But it was such a reward. It was such a good reward that I wouldn't mind bringing it back if I had the means, but that's just not even in the planning stages. So, all right. Karen says, my grandmother taught me to use physical senses. That's cool. That's cool. Cartomancy, I'm not sure, Lisa. I am still learning some of the definitions, so I'm not sure where cartomancy fits into tarot at all, to be honest. Some of the veterans who know tarot better in here would probably be able to tell you. So let's see. Kristen says cartomancy just means using cards for divination. Gotcha. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I didn't want to speak without knowing for sure. All right. So that is the when. And then number 4 is where, right? So where were you when you did your first serious reading or had your first serious reading? Okay. Where do you carry out readings and tarot practices now? And where do you store your decks? Right. So this is the where. And if you're doing a video, if you guys want to do a video to this, would be a great time to show off your decks and your altar and all kinds of things where you do all the magic. I love when Nancy does her lives and even her videos as well, because she shows all her cards and beautiful things that she has, not just tarot decks, but all kinds of stuff. And I love watching that. Most people have seen my altar. I just flick my camera down and show it to you real quick. It is on my desk here, as you can see. That is it. Got my notes here. But that is my altar. And it's also where I read for you guys when I'm doing my readings. And I also use this as a desk, and it has my computer keyboard down below. And then underneath is what a lot of people don't know is this desk is a very large desk, and underneath it houses about 100 tarot decks. So I have my most popular decks that I use the most. I have them in here. So I don't know if it's quite 100, but it's close. It's close. So that's what I do in this little space. Is pretty much everything. So let's see what you guys say for when or where. Sorry, for where. Linda says I have a small cardboard box next to me on the couch. All my decks fit into it very nicely, Tetris style. I will have to find a better place for them soon. Yeah, we don't want Jenga to happen. Hope says I was in high school. The girl was offering readings, so she had gotten everything wrong for everyone but me. It fascinated me, though. Oh, wow. I was small in kindergarten. I began having visions. Well, that's small. Or not small, but that's a long time ago. It's young. Usually read sitting on my couch, putting them onto a big silver tray. Oh, that's neat, Kristen. Nancy's decks are just everywhere. She's in the process of filling a purgatory box. Annie says my first reading was at a New Year's party. It was a very powerful one that I still remember with love. I practice at home at my altar mostly, or I bring a deck with me outside somewhere into nature. That's awesome. I love that. My decks are kept in my bookcase in my study. I just rearranged them today. I need to do that to mine too. So as you can see behind me are my oracle decks. My tarot decks are down here underneath, or I would show you. My camera won't reach. You can see the where my oracles are over here behind me. Let's see. Oh, we skipped one here. And there's Brian. Hey, Brian, welcome. Just popping in to say hello. I'm taking a rest stop on a drive back from Meal with Friends. So cool they're doing this live. Oh, thank you, Brian. Brian is awesome. So if you have not checked out his channel, please make sure you do that. His channel is wonderful. It's Brian Cormack or Cormack Carr. And you can get to his channel by just clicking on the link there. And I put his video down below so that you can check his video out that he did that made me want to do this video for you guys in this live. All right, so Morella, getting back to where. Morella says my first private reading I received was in their home. My decks are in my bedroom and sometimes bring them downstairs at my kitchen table. Oh, that's cool. Lottie says I've started keeping my decks in my bedside drawers after someone on one of the channels said it helps with energy to sleep next to the decks. Yeah. Can see me running out of space soon. Yeah. Several storage areas from this moonlight. The drawers in my dining room buffet, says Karen, hold the cards perfectly as if it was made just for my oracle cards. Oh, that's really cool. Enjoy watching this back when I get home. Hope others will join too. Yes, definitely. Want others to do their own, and you can do a video if you're a deck creator or a content creator. And if you just want to to do it and do it for fun as well, and you're not a content creator, you can just join in and do it at your own time, right? But I appreciate you guys doing this with me. This is fun. Mystical Thorn says I keep my stuff on my desk, says Natalie. Hi, Jansfree, welcome. Jackie says I read my cards on a small table. Some of my decks are nearby and some are in boxes, needs sorting, in a bookcase in my living room. Lisa says I only have 8 decks and are in my tiny closet, one on a table. I love to go to psychic fairs. Thank goodness for Uber. Yeah. Right. And I'm buying a deck after this show. Instant gratification. Awesome. There you go. And here's Brian's channel. For anyone who is not subscribed, please do that. And you can just use that link that Jackie put in there. And you won't be disappointed. He's just amazing. He really is amazing. Nancy says I usually read in my sacred space. I feel more connected with spirit there. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa, for subscribing. And anybody else who did that. Okay. Got one more, and that is the why. So why? Why do you love tarot? Why do you continue to study tarot? What do you think tarot is important, or why do you think tarot is important and or helpful? Okay, so I'll say that again. And again, you can find it in the description down below. Why? Why do you love tarot? Why do you continue to study tarot? And why do you think tarot is important and or helpful? And this really helped me, guys, because I've been struggling a little bit. Some of you know, some of you don't, but I've been struggling a little bit with my readings and just feeling a little burnout from them. And that's why I wanted to do stuff different like this. And but it in no way changes my love for the tarot. So I have a couple of answers for this one. Why do I love the tarot? Tarot is the beauty of the cards, you know, and how many interpretations you can have it, and everyone can have their own interpretation and not be wrong. And that's just really special to me that you can do that, and you can find all kinds of beautiful decks out there. The other why for me is that everything just about in life that you encounter, you can find in the cards. You can find in the cards, and you can find a description of somebody going through something that, you know, you have gone through. It might not be the exact, you know, illness or, you know, depression or whatever it is, but there's close enough, you know, cards. 4 of Cups for depression, maybe. You know, there's just so many, you know, possibilities for the cards to mimic real life. And that's another reason that I love tarot. And another reason is, I don't know if you've heard the calculator analogy, but it's if someone came up to you right now and said, Karen, I want you to tell me what the square root of 154.695. Could you tell me right now what that is? No, probably not. Could you eventually tell me if you had a piece of paper, pen, you could work it out in your brain, maybe? Could you eventually tell me? Yes, you could. Here's the punchline, though. Here's the thing. You have a calculator. Are you going to get the same answer that you would get in your head? Yes. Is you going to get it a lot quicker? Yes. Is tarot like a calculator for what goes on in our mind and then trying to give us the right answers so that we can live a better life? Yes, that's what I believe. So that's the calculator analogy. You use a calculator to help gets you there faster. Why not use it if you can help it? If it can help you lead a happier and healthier life, then why not use it, right? Why not use the tarot? So that's just my point, and my why. So let's see what everybody else has said here. A tool for clarification, says Karen, when needed, right? Linda says, I love tarot because it helps me understand myself and my relationship with the world, seen and unseen around me. Also, as a way to serve my fellow humans on their paths, right? Thank you, Karen Doyle. And Kristen says, I love tarot because it opens up my eyes to my own psyche. And when I read for others, I help them do the same. Yep. Definitely. And when tired, exhausted, backup support or confirmation is nice. Yes. And Nancy says, why? Tarot and Oracle decks provide a deep spiritual connection for me. It is a very precious part of my life. They give me solace when my husband passed. And I know Nancy is one of the first people I've heard that said, these are my friends. This is like, my family almost. Is the tarot is kind of like pets. The decks become part of your, maybe not family, but maybe it is family. They become part of your community, part of your friends. So I think that is really powerful. I rarely do predictive readings, so for me, it is primarily a tool for insight, right? I've learned so much more about myself by doing tarot, right, Lottie B? Hey, Jeff, how are you? Tarot can be a great self-help tool, says Jackie. A comfort, hobby, appreciation of different art and fun. And Marilla says, why for me is the connections and answers that you need to know are here. It's an instant pick-me-up for me. I also feel it helps with our lives and our spirituality, right? I believe so too, Marilla. Definitely. Annie says, because it helps me explore myself and my world. I continue to study it because I love noticing new things and perspectives about myself and the world. Important because lets us see how vast we are, right? Yeah. An addiction that has given me escape and shared community. And I'll share a real quick funny with you. And if Hope's still here, she knows all about this. She was the first person who got, steered me towards my first tarot deck, which was the Wild Unknown, which I still do have. But, and y'all may have heard this before, I'm not sure. But I had the Wild Unknown and we were doing interview questions, right? And you can do deck interviews. That's a popular thing we may do some of sometime. There's deck interview spreads you can do, and I was loving it because I was getting all these great answers. And the last question was, what do you consider or what is going to be the outcome of our relationship, meaning me and the tarot? And I got the devil, and I was so upset. I wanted to throw away the cards. And Hope was on the other line, and Hope was talking to me. And she said, wait a minute. She said, it might just be that it becomes an addiction. Well, plus 100 decks later, it's an addiction. But I've gotten better at it than when I first discovered everything was out there. Oh, boy. Just wanted to buy up everything. But now I've learned to purchase responsibly. But that first deck really did get me because it told me that I was going to probably be addicted to tarot, which I was. So Lisa says it started with curiosity and surprisingly helped me look within. Plus, I feel like I'm connecting with others, meaning the cards are the voices I hear sometimes. Ooh, I love that. Love that, Lisa. And let's see. Chat just jumped. Family for sure, says Karen. Yeah. I love using the divine tool together to gain knowledge. Yes, Natalie, definitely. Jan, there is all kinds of ways that you can start. I think the best way is buying a good deck and then using the guidebook in the deck. I would recommend the Light Seers. This book is phenomenal. That's how Morella is getting started. And yeah, the Light Seers would be a great tarot deck for you, Jan. Also, the tarot community is so loving and supportive, said Nancy. Yes. Annie says yes. Love the tarot community too. There's Garnet. So psychoanalysis helps it psychoanalysis oneself. I agree. That makes sense. Hope remembers that so well. Devil and Tower card can be good. Yeah, definitely. Just like Hope was saying earlier, she got the Tower and had a great day. It was a great change that happened for her. Let's see. Hey, Charlene, welcome. Good to see you. Karen says I live alone, so they give me companionship so I don't feel so lonely. Aw. I can feel my angels and guides and ancestors flipping cards in my shuffling. That's amazing. That is so amazing. Hi, Celtic Seer. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. And hey, Kimmy's Divination Station. She says, my first deck was the Mythic Tarot. I love Greek mythology, and that deck is beautiful. Yeah, I have that also. I like that deck. I don't use it a lot yet, but I might have to get it out and see what I'm missing. Let's see. The new moon is in Scorpio tomorrow. Oh, wow. That is going to be intense. Guys, take it from a Scorpio. That's going to be intense. But we've got each other, and we can always come back to each other in this community, which is what I love. I really love. Nancy is saying FOMO, fear of missing out, is something that goes hand in hand with the devil card. Yeah, it does. It sure does. I use my pendulum and the learning deck cards together to get the answers I need. Right? At some point, I would like to get into runes too. Yeah, I've never got into runes. I got the runic tarot. Kristen is into runes, I believe. So Kristen has done a rune deck. So I don't know if Kristen's still here, but shout out to Kristen. All right, it's Celtic Seer. Good to see you. So yeah, that is basically it. I'll wait and see if there's anybody else here. Hope needs to go. I'm glad you were able to join today too, Hope. Thank you. Thanks for being here. You made it very special. Yes, Kristen's into runes. Yeah, Kristen Louise's deck is awesome. Yes, it is. Kristen, I don't mind if you put your link in there for where you can buy your deck so that Annie can check it out, or whoever wants to check it out. I don't mind you doing that. So feel free to do that if you want. So I just want to thank you guys for sticking with me and hanging in here. And Miss Moonlight has Kristen's deck on her wish list, and there's where you can buy it right there. There we go. So thank you guys for being here again. I appreciate it. Thank you. You're welcome, Marilla. Thanks for being here. You're welcome, Nancy. All right, it's almost the top of the hour, so we shall go. But I'm sure I will see you guys soon again. And yes, I'm going to be on Nancy's channel next Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please make sure you're there. I would love to see all of you. And we're going to be doing some just some talks about our spiritual journeys and our decks and all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be fun. So everybody else have a great evening. Everybody have a great evening. And I hope you have a great start to your Monday. And thank you all for being here. Bye, everybody.